Hi everyone, welcome to the Frugal Rolls YouTube channel. I'm Nicole.
And I'm John, and we're glad you're here. Thank you for spending some of your day with us. If you haven't joined our community yet, hit that red subscribe button to join. It's free and you'll never miss an episode. Today we're talking about the possibility of a second stimulus check and are bringing you the latest updates on what amount it will be for and who will qualify. So let's dive in.
What is going on with a possible second stimulus package? Will we have a second stimulus check? We were really hopeful that early August would see lawmakers come together to hammer out another aid package for the American people. Unfortunately, Democrats and Republicans still aren't talking.
That's right, Nicole. The Senate has left D.C. until September 8th, and the House is technically on recess until September 14th. However, the House has indicated that it wants to return and, in fact, is already moving to tie stimulus package funding to legislative action regarding funding the post office. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said that she is calling lawmakers back to D.C. this week to vote on a bill that would bar changes to the U.S. Postal Service amid fears over delayed voting ballots cast in the upcoming November election. Charles Schumer, the minority leader in the Senate, also has called on the Senate to hold hearings and to legislate to undo recent changes the new Postmaster General has put in place. Schumer has demanded Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell to bring the Senate back into session quickly to act on the House legislation that he knows is coming. Before adjourning a week ago, McConnell had said he would bring the Senate back to vote if a deal on the stimulus had been reached. So, while everyone appears to be willing to come back to the negotiating table, reports are saying a second stimulus package is not the first priority, that funding the post office is. But what about the president's executive order? If you follow the news like we do, you may remember that President Trump announcing on August 8th that he was going to help the American people with extra unemployment benefits to help replace what had stopped on July 31st and an extension of the suspension of federal student loan debt payments.
Yep, but there was nothing in his remarks about funding that would authorize a second stimulus check payment. Talks had been close, with all sides supporting giving every American another $1,200 stimulus payment, but it still has yet to happen. So what's the holdup? It comes down to numbers. The Democrats want at least another $2 trillion, but Republicans don't want to go above $1 trillion. You may remember that the House passed the HEROES Act back in May. It was a $3 trillion aid package. The Senate considered it and released its own version called the HEALS Act for $1 trillion. There were differences, but generally speaking, Senate Republicans want to offer less aid than the Democrats in the House do. And also, what caused the talks to break down was the fact that Republicans want liability protection, which is immunity from lawsuits over COVID for businesses. Democrats want to protect workers' rights and fear a strong immunity shield would leave workers out to dry. But one thing that both sides and the White House always seemed to agree upon was authorizing a second stimulus check. If they do come back and start negotiating and agree to a deal on a second stimulus payment, you could get that money within a week of the law being passed. Until then, as we all wait for help to come, you can contact your representatives and tell them that you want to see a second stimulus check.
That's exactly right. Now let's go back to President Trump's executive order and dig in a little more deeper on what he authorized regarding student loan payments and extra unemployment aid. On August 8th, the president ordered the Secretary of Education to defer federal student loan payments through December 31 and to make the interest rate for those loans 0%. What does this mean for your student loans? As you probably already know, on March 27, the CARES Act was signed into law. It suspended student loan payments and temporarily made the interest rate 0% for loans owned by the Department of Education. With President Trump's action, that will most likely be extended to December 31st. I say most likely because some people are saying that he does not have the legal authority to do this. However, many lawmakers on both sides of the aisle support this action, so it will most likely stand. This should be an automatic benefit, so you won't have to do anything to receive it. He is essentially extending the benefits of the CARES Act around federal student loans through the end of the year. If you aren't sure whether this applies to you or not, or you want to know more about the provisions of the CARES Act regarding student loan payments, watch our video where we go into more detail on that.
Yep. Now let's move on to another important benefit the president made a move on: extra unemployment benefits. The president called for an extension of the extra federal unemployment benefits that people began receiving through the CARES Act. Now, as you probably know, that amount was $600 a week, and it was in addition to any unemployment benefits states were issuing. The president said he's authorizing $400 extra per week, so that is down from the previous $600 per week that expired on July 31st. He also said that $100 of this new $400 amount would have to come from states. People think that most states won't be able to offer that as they're cash strapped and hurting too. What's most likely is that if you are eligible, you will get an extra $300 per week on top of your state unemployment benefits until the money runs out. Based on the rate that the government spent the CARES authorized unemployment benefits at, that will likely be 6 weeks. To be eligible to receive it, you will also have to be receiving at least $100 from any number of other unemployment compensation programs. According to estimates, that will disqualify about 1 million people.
Another question we're seeing many people have is, when will people start receiving this extra unemployment money? It seems likely there'll be at least 3 weeks, if not longer, for the money to get into people's hands. States are involved, and there are many moving pieces. So if you're hurting right now and counting on that extra unemployment money, it may be time for a backup plan. If you need to make money right now to make ends meet, watch our video on ways to make money from home right now during COVID. If you have a car or a motorcycle or a scooter and a driver's license, there are a number of great delivery app jobs you can do right now to make money. We have a video on the best delivery app gigs, so check that out too. We also have links below on opportunities to make more money right now and to refinance your debt, so look at those.
As for us, we will update you as soon as we know something more concrete, and we will do our best to keep you informed of whether or not and when you can expect a second stimulus check. Thank you for watching. Let us know what questions you have in the comments below and update us on how you're making ends meet right now.
If you haven't already, hit that red subscribe button so you can be notified of our new content, and we'll see you in our next video.